Live tonight from the virtual Volusia Speedway Park. Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight, it is the DirtFan.com Pro Late Model Series here, presented by the World of Thunder iRacing. Brett Wheeler joined alongside Jesse Bate. Jesse, welcome to the virtual Volusia Speedway Park. Should be a good night of racing here.
Thank you, Brett. Happy to be here tonight. Just got done with a good race here on World of Thunder with the B Series, and looking forward to some more good racing. A lot of talent out here on this track.
Now, we'll try and get some of the drivers on the qualifying set on the speedway right now. Scott Holt driving car number 3. Again, these drivers have 2 minutes to get the lap in here. And this, of course, heat racing out. Qualifying will set up tonight's heat racing action as Justin Sick is the man to beat at the moment with a 16.236. Gavin Collins in the Redline Motorsports. Number 713, JZ iRacing Photos. On board of the Gavin Collins entry here tonight. Again, Fix It Up Racing, so all drivers on the same set. Waiting for the lap time for Gavin Collins to come through. Barry Sorensen, second quick. Brian Johnson, Noah Groves, and Dylan Hutchinson to round out your top 5 here tonight. Here is Gavin Collins as he will finally get a lap in. We've got a little over 42 laps in. Second quick for Gavin Collins, but Justin Sick has got him covered by nearly a tenth of a second. Not a bad effort for Justin Sick right now.
Yeah, really good performance out in qualifying. That's really important for getting that good track position and staying out front and just keeping it clean. It's easy from here on out to have a good race for him.
All right, so we are looking at 6 heat races on the program for tonight. Again, the top 3, I believe it is. It'll go straight through to the main event, and we'll have 3 B mains. Top 2 will go through to the main event, and again we'll have a 24 car field, a main here around the Volusia Speedway Park. Let's go trackside, take a look right now at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid for heat race number 1. In fact, there's just going to be 2 B mains for tonight. So Justin Sick and Tanner Folds going to line up at a position number 1 and 2. Mitch Stiles will start position 3. Alex Hulbert will line off and roll off position number 4. Pete Carley will start inside your third row, position 5. Isaac Kimmerer will start position number 6. Brian McDaniel out of 7. And Shane Yates to round out this 8-car field. 8 cars, 8 laps. Jesse, top 3 go through.
Yeah, that's right. Mitch Stiles sitting in that hot seat. He's got to hold on to that P3 position, so we'll keep an eye on him and see if he has what it takes to hold on to his transfer spot, or if Hulbert's going to be taking it to him, or maybe Kylie or some of the other guys in the back.
All right, so again, after the heat races are the top 3 drivers that have locked themselves in. We are, in fact, the heat winners. They will be redrawn, not so much a redraw, but they will start the A main from highest points out of position number 6 in tonight's main event. So, if for instance Justin Sick is the highest point scorer in the league after the 4 or 5 weeks so far that we've been going, he will start position number 6 in tonight's main event. Only the heat winners will go into that redraw for the whole highest point score, I should say. And normally it's a redraw will happening, but here we go. Heat race number 1. The DirtFan.com Pro Late Models here at the Volusia Speedway Park, and we are green flag action. It is Justin Sick will lead him down into turn number 1 and 2. Tanner Folds riding in second. Then you go back to Alex Hulbert, who sits in position 3. Stars on the outside looking in. Hulbert getting a run on Folds, nearly pushing him all the way through turns 3 and 4. 1 in the books. Jesse, and Justin Sick is out in front.
Yeah, those top 3, Hulbert and Folds taking it to each other, trying to fight for that P2 spot. Both of them are in a transfer spot right now, but if they get together and they get caught up, then they might give something free to the guys behind.
All right, well, we'll see how Sick, Folds, and Hulbert, if they can hang on to the top 3. Mitch Stiles tried to close in on Hulbert, but unable to do so. Meanwhile, Folds, he's a little bit closer to Justin Sick now, down into turn number 1 and 2. Mid-track is where the drivers are running at the moment. Here goes Hulbert. Up on the inside now. He cannot make the pass just yet off turn 4 as we go down into 1 and 2. It's Folds to hold the middle of the racetrack, but here comes Hulbert side by side down the back straightaway.
Yeah, big slide job coming from Hulbert there, yeah, and they're going to switch back over. And Stiles really showing that if anybody's going to take this transfer spot away, he's got what it takes. Big gap between P4 and P5 right now, so the fight's on for that 3rd spot, and there's 4 drivers up there competing for it.
Yeah, oh, there goes Hulbert made a little bit of contact there with Folds down into turn number 3. Folds had to move up the racetrack, but now here comes Folds. Going to put the slide jump back into turn number 1 and 2. Again, this will open up the door for Mitch Styles right now as there goes Holbert. He rockets on by 2 car lengths between himself and Folds, but here goes Styles. Oh, look out, look out. Tanner Folds into the wall. Mitch Styles will now move into position number 3 as the white flag flies here in heat race number 1 next time by.
Yeah, I'm sure Folds not feeling good about that that little contact there. That was not quite the cleanest slider that we've seen here. And yeah, it looks like they're coming across the line now for lap 8. One more round, and we'll see who gets these transfer spots.
Down the back straightaway for the final time. Heat race number 1 of 6 here at the Volusia Speedway Park. Checkered flag is out. Justin Sick goes and picks up a victory here in heat race number 1. Second going to go to Alex Holbert. Third will be Mitch Styles. Then you go back to Shane Yates, rounding up the 4th spot. Pete Carley, home in position number 5. Then we're looking at Isaac Kimmerer, Brian McDaniel, and Tanner Folds. Geez, Folds got really shuffled back there in the late stages of that one, Jesse.
Yeah, I think he was. I was keeping an eye on him, and he was having a hard time just pushing through to the end after that incident. I don't think he was feeling too well after that one, but we'll see him again in the B mains.
All right, heat race number 2. Let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid and how they line up.
Out of position number 1, we have the 713 machine of Gavin Collins, and in position 2, we have Brent New in the 144 machine. P3 is Harry Stewart in the 22 machine, and Katie Lowdy in the 126 in P4. The third row is Eric Skolf in the 38 machine, and Wyatt Brown in the 12 machine in P6. And rounding out the field, you have Alex Good in the 30 machine, and John Lopresto in the 57 in P8.
No, just getting this. These sponsors down the bottom there locked up. But tell you what, Gavin Collins is going to be tough to beat in this one.
There we go. Got my cameras configured. I can see the field again. So the cars just making their way around behind the pace car right now. I think the lights are off now, yeah. So we'll be going to green this time by.
All right, heat race number 2 at the DirtFan.com Pro Late Model Series. Don't forget, we've also got the Super Late Model National Series to come, plus the 410 winged sprint cars later on tonight. And then, of course, to wrap everything up here on Ultimate Dirt TV, I'm going to travel out to the Fairbury Speedway for some 410 wings only racing league. So, a lot of broadcasts, a lot of action to come here on Ultimate Dirt TV on this Sunday night. And Steve McMillan was on the call for the Super Late Model B Series, where I believe it was Alex Payne who picked up the victory. But Jesse, heat number 2 about to start.
Yes, Brett. Gavin Collins bringing him around to the green flag, holding him up, waiting, and on the loud pedal they go. Brent New in second place, and Harry Stewart looks like he's going to take up that second spot away from Stewart through turns 1 and 2. Big battle on for the first 3 spots. Cars around in turns 3. Looks like they're going to gather it up pretty nicely.
Yeah, there'll be no cautions at the moment, but Harry Stewart now going to move into second position right now. Right in behind him is the 26 of Eric Scout. Scout right on the bubble again. Then you go back to Katie Lowdy. Back there on the outside looking, and 2 down, 6 to run. Gavin Collins continues to lead, but now here comes Scaff on the inside. Slide job on Stewart. Stewart turns it back underneath, and the race is off for turn number 2.
Yeah, Collins looking like he has a pretty comfortable gap on the field here as Stewart, Scoff, and Lowdy fight over those 2 transfer spots that are left to pick up behind Collins there. And looks like we've got Stewart on the inside trying to make a move. 3 wide coming out of turn 2, and these guys have a fight on their hands.
There goes Scalp with a big slide job there on Stewart. Stewart turns it underneath. Now Lowdy will turn it underneath. Scalp down out of turn number 4. Now also here comes the 12 of Wyatt Brown. Brown up on the inside of Scalp. Look at the battle on right now. 3, 4, and 5. The 126, 26, and 12 machines. Lowdy in the 126. 5 down, 3 to run. And boy, oh boy, in these next 3 laps, it's going to get heated right now between Scalp and Lowdy. Don't count out Brown as well in the 12.
Yeah, number 12, Wyatt Brown in the seat with the most to gain right now. If these guys in front of him can't keep it clean, then he might have a chance to pull up on the inside or go around the outside, find a space, and get up into a transfer spot. So he's sitting pretty, and he needs to keep it clean. Maybe he can find a way around if he gets lucky.
And they'll be coming to the white flag this time by off of turn number 4. Gavin Collins comfortable out in front by just shy of 0.6 of a second. Then you go back to Harry Stewart, and now here comes Loudy to the inside slide job. Oh, there was contact. Little dirty on that slider. Now Stewart now going to fall back to position, what could be position 4. As Scalf goes up on the inside, they race off for turn number 4. Who's going to have it at the line? Collins, Loudy, and Stewart going to come home 1, 2, and 3. Scalf, Brown, Brett New. And you go back to LaPresto and Alex Good there. Heat number 2 is complete. Boy, some fantastic racing. And we've seen a lot of contact so far. But again, it looks like a bit of no harm, no foul.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Scalf with a head full of steam in his heat race after that. I'd be fired up after that close of a finish.
All right, let's take a look right now at your ultimate dirt to be starting grid for heat number 3. As Barry Sorensen in the 45B car going to start on pole on the outside of the front row. Cut number 23 of Todd Hook. Inside your second row, position 3 out of position in car 3. It'll be Scott Holt and Chris Cox going to line up at a position number 4. Garrett Paul will line up at a position 5. Darren Littoral will start position number 6. Lawrence Pereira. Or Pereira. How are we going with that one? What do you reckon? And Charles Silvers.
Pereira? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's my best guess.
Yep, that's you know what, let's go with it. Lawrence, apologies if we've butchered it. You're not the first, you won't be the last.
No, there's many.
Alright, cars are rolling around. We'll get the Wonder Green signal this time by. The cars are on the front straight away. Once that pace truck exits the speedway on the exit of turn number 4, it'll be Barry Sorensen's race to start. And nice to see he's got a painted up car. Normally we see him in the black 45, just a simple design, but it's obviously got that that car painted up and wrapped up, ready to go.
Yeah, it's looking good. I guess Barry found himself a painter. We've seen him around here a lot. He runs up in the front, and he's very talented, as young as he is. So I'm glad to see him in some new wraps. Good for him.
All right, heat number 3, we are green. Here again, the Pro Relate Model Series, of course, DirtFan.com and the World of Thunder Racing League. It's through 1 and 2, Sorensen, Hook. Here comes Holt, looking up on the inside. Darren Little, the yellow number 68 machine. Look at him go 3 wide already, and again, some contact, some right side fender loving.
Yeah, Sorensen kind of stacking up the field on the start there. I'm not sure if that's intentional, but what it's done is allowed him to pull a gap and let the rest of the field kind of sort themselves out and slow each other up. So he's going to be able to keep pulling here if he can keep it consistent. He might be able to run away with this heat race.
Yeah, Darren Little quickly going to move into position number 2. He did start on the outside of the third row, so advancing 4 positions in just the space of 2 laps. Now the battle is on for the third and final transfer spot. Holt on the inside and the number 3 machine. Then on the outside in the 5:15, that is Chris Cox. Chris Cox going to have it. He will have third at the start-finish line. Now Holt is going to move up in front of Todd Hook. But again, keep an eye on Cox, who's starting to close in on Darren Little. Down into 3 and 4. Will be halfway home this time by 4 down and 4 to run.
Yeah, Hook up now into that P4 spot. He's got just a couple of laps here to start closing that gap to P3 and try to make a move for that transfer spot as Holt continues to put pressure on him and try to take that spot back away.
All right, Hook and Holt going at it for positions 4 and 5. In fact, it's now Garrett Paul and Scott Holt who are going at it for 5 and 6. Top 3 on screen right now. Barry Sorensen, Darren Little, and Chris Cox as they make their way down the back straightaway. 2.5 to run down into 3 and 4. I don't think Sorensen is going to have too many issues with picking up the win here in heat race number 3 of the DirtFan.com Pro Late Model Series. Into 1 and 2 we run. All drivers, or the top 3 in fact, are running the same line. They spread out quite a bit down into turn number 3 and 4. They'll get the white flag this time by, Jesse.
Yeah, the whole field thinning out a little bit as this track has a lot of room to work, so these drivers can kind of get out and get some space and get away from each other and really show their talents. So we might get a challenge here from Literal for P1. It looks like he was looking to the inside, but I don't think he has what it takes to get it done. So looks like our finishing order is going to be Barry Sorensen, Darren Little, Chris Cox, Todd Hook, Scott Holt, Garrett Paul, Charles Civilis, and Lawrence Pereira.
All right, halfway through tonight's heat racing action here at the DirtFan.com Pro Late Model Series. Heat race number 4, cars making their way onto the racetrack behind the iRacing.com pace truck. As we're going to sit to take a look at your Ultimate Dirt 2E starting grid.
Brian Johnson starting off the field in P1 spot in his 121 ride. Robert Tucker to his outside in the 16 machine in P2. P3 is going to be Alex Payne in the 40 machine, and P4 is Dustin Sizemore in the 39 machine. Jake Holt in the 79, and Tim Christensen in the 47 in P5 and 6. Nick Cooper in the 36 machine in P7, and Patrick Maltas, yeah, Patrick Maltas in the 8th position.
That's what we're going to go with anyway.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right, so while we wait for the cars, in fact, they're rolling off. So Nick Cooper, the only car not to make the starting grid for tonight's 4th heat race on the program. Of course, we'll have 2 B mains after this one, and we'll take the top 3. So, again, we've still got a little bit of racing to come before our main event, but can't wait for an exciting night here at the Volusia Speedway Park. Probably one of the tracks that has probably the best racing on the service, I would say.
Yeah, from what I saw in the race earlier, there's a lot of multi-line, very dynamic track. It can change on you. The lines will switch up as the race progresses, and it's really dependent on what people are running. So if everybody's running the outside line will go away. If everybody's running the inside. So yeah, it's really dynamic track, and that's really what I like. One thing I really enjoy about the dirt racing on iRacing is the racing ends up being dynamic race to race.
No better way than to have these dynamic track conditions to where the track does change, kind of like real life, and sometimes this is the closest real life as most of these drivers can get. Of course, without forking tens and thousands of dollars out. Here we go, heat number 4. Brian Johnson, Robert Tucker. Brian Johnson in the 121 machine. We are green as Alex Payne going to quickly move up into second position right now. He'll look to slide to the middle of the racetrack. Sizemore looking for third right now. He makes contact with Tucker, but in goes Tim Christensen around the outside.
Yeah, a little bit of a racing incident with Sizemore trying to go up the inside, and Christensen just kind of closing the door on him. I don't think that was intentional. It was just those guys getting together, and really good job by those two to collect the cars and keep running so we can keep running this heat competitively.
Yeah, it was a bit of right side romance. Loving between Sizemore and Robert Tucker as watching on screen right now. Brian Johnson fending off Alex Payne in the number 70 machine. He was the main event winner from the Super Late Model National Series. We'll see what he can do here in the Pro Late Models. He'll make his way through 3 and 4, starting to get a bit of pressure from the 47 of Tim Christensen. Christensen on the bubble, but he's got a little ways, about 8/10 of a second, almost back to Robert Tucker in position 4, and Dustin Sizemore rounding up the top 5.
Yeah, that little incident earlier really cost Sizemore and Tucker this opportunity to get up there in a transfer spot. Christensen not really trying to push too hard to get to P2 here. I think he's pretty comfortable just holding on to that gap to Tucker here and moving on up into that feature race, no problem. And, Tucker here has his work cut out for him with a mirror full of Sizemore.
Now we'll go down to turn number 1 and 2, 5 down, 3 laps left to go. So a mile and a half around this oddly D-shaped oval racetrack known as the virtual Volusia Speedway Park here in Barbersville, Florida. As right now, Brian Johnson looking to lock himself into the main event and secure a top 3 row starting position. Of course, those top 3 rows, all heat winners will be lined up. Highest point scorer from position number 6. So if you're the lowest point scorer, you will start on pole. 1 lap left to run. Brian Johnson, Alex Payne, and Tim Christensen down into 1 and 2, Jesse.
Yeah, Sizemore able to throw a slider out of the turn 4 on Tucker. He's been able to get up into that P4 spot, so securing himself a little bit a better starting position for his B main. As the cars come around for the final time at the start-finish line, we have Brian Johnson in P1, Alex Payne in P2, and Tim Christensen in P3, Sizemore in P4, Tucker in P5, Maltas in P6, and Holt in P7.
All right. Just 2 more heat races left on the program here tonight from the virtual Volusia Speedway Park. Let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid for heat number 5. Noah Groves in car number 21, going to start on pole. Alex Smolders will start position number 2. Position number 3 is going to be the 09 of Chad Combs and Devin Thompson out of position number 4. Position 5, it'll be Jeffrey Herrick and Russell Berry and Nick King. No, I'm not sure if you can see that, but Nick King says he's starting out of position 8, but there's only 7 cars on the racetrack. Good job.
Interesting.
Good job, ATVO.
Yeah, is that there's 7 cars in iRacing session? Oh well, just a strange little visual bug.
Take what you can get. Anyhow, while we're rolling around, of course, a big thanks to our sponsors and partners here at Ultimate Dirt TV. Of course, a big thanks to Wicked Cushion, World of Thunder Racing League, DirtFan.com, iRace Wraps, ISBC Broadcasting, and our newest one that we picked up just a couple of days ago, Critical Hit Baits. So make sure to check them out on all their social media pages. Give them a like and a follow. And well, we're 1 to go, Jesse.
Yeah, rolling around Volusia one more time. The virtual pace car lights off, letting these drivers know that we're going to be coming to green this time around. Everybody keying off of Noah Groves. He's in that P1 spot. He's going to be the one that leads the field to green, so everybody will be watching him for their start.
All right, 8 laps on the board. Penultimate heat race of the night. 7 cars on track. Groves and Smolders. Groves in the 21, Smolders in the 211. Green flag. It's a bunch of 2s and 1s on the front row. As there goes Groves, straight up into the race lead, straight to the top side of the racetrack, leaves the door open for Smolders, and Smolders will take the lead down the back straightaway. The battle is on for 3, 4, and 5 right now. But Smolders, he will lead lap number 1. And now here comes Chad Combs in the 09 machine, working down low. Jeffrey Herrick in the 49H as well, looking for position number 3.
Yeah, Combs on the start there, a man on a mission. He just drove it from like P4 or P5 out there to P2. As we got 2 cars around in turn 3, just getting together. Looks like they're rolling again, so we're still racing. Up here at the front of the field again, we have Noah Groves in the last transfer spot and Herrick quick on his tail with Thompson on his outside, both challenging for that transfer spot. And
Thompson in that 5 machine working 3/4 way upstairs through turn number 3 and 4 again. He's on the outside looking in. Here goes Herrick now. Slide job a little bit there. Contact as there goes the 21 of Noah Groves as Herrick going to hold on to position 3 only for the moment as Devin Thompson. He's trying to get around the outside in that 5 machine, looking to put the 5 into the main event. Halfway home, 4 down, 4 to go. Herrick slides up in front of Thompson. What can Thompson do down the back straightaway? Nothing just as of yet, but right now, it's Alex Smolders out in front ahead of Chad Combs.
Yeah, just like normal, it's always that last transfer spot is really the contentious spot. So that's what the race that I'm watching right now is between Herrick and Thompson. Who's going to get moved on to that feature and who's going to have to run a B main in order to make the feature race tonight. And the difference in track position between those 2 finishing spots is massive as well. So that P3 spot for this heat race is really contentious. And Herrick and Thompson going at it, each other trying to get that spot.
Yeah, right now we've got 1 lap left to run out of turn number 4 for your race leader on screen. Alex Smolders in the 211. Started out of P2 and quickly got to the race lead down the back straightaway on the opening lap as we'll go down the back straightaway right now here for the final lap of heat race number 5 into turn number 3 and 4. As checkered flag getting set to wave. Alex Smolders victorious, I should say. In heat 5, Chad Combs back there in position number 2. Jeffrey Herrick going to hold on to the 3rd and final transfer spot. Devin Thompson in 4th. And then we go back to Noah Groves, Nick King and Russell Berry. Your top 7.
Yeah, a little bit of dooring there going on between 3 and 4, but they ended up finishing in their normal running spot. So all's well.
All's well that ends well. Heat number 6. Let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid.
Starting out the field, we have Dylan Hutchinson in the number 8 machine with Daniel Passmore in the 18 machine to his outside. Tyler Batten and Matt Dixon rounding out the second row in the 41 machines and 96 machines, respectively. Third row is Bryson Banks in the 51, and Nathan, that name is...
Okay.
Kropajeski.
Kropajeski,
that's it. Yeah, Nathan Kropajeski in the 420 machine starting in P6, and Wesley Gwynathy in the 81 machine starting in P7. Did I get that name right?
Gwaltney.
Well, okay, well.
But again,
Gwaltney.
You won't
Gwaltney.
You won't be the first to muck up a name. I do it constantly, so don't feel too bad.
Apologies to Wesley. Nathan, I'll just have to keep working on your name throughout the week.
Easiest way to get Nathan's name right, and he actually told me this himself. It's almost like Kropajetski, but take out the T in jet ski. So Kropajeski.
I'm just going to call him Papa Kroppa.
Interesting. Okay.
Nickname. It'll just be my easy way to have a little mnemonic to help me remember the phonics of the word. It's stuff.
Kropajeski.
Learning how to speak for the first time over here.
Kropajeski. Look, I had this.
Kropajeski.
I had this talk with Jerry Vansicle and Chet, the guys that were over at Speed Shift, and they ended up getting it right after about 746 times. So you'll get there.
Practice makes perfect. That's fine.
Practice does make perfect here as heat race number 6 rolls off. It is Dylan Hutchinson, the race leader. Tyler Batten going to quickly move into position 2. Bryson Banks into position 3. Passmore's been shuffled back to at least the 5th spot. Might even give you a little bit worse for wear right now as Matt Dixon's trying to get by Passmore for 5th. But right now, again, it's on for the transfer spot. Wesley Gwaltney from 7th up to position 4 and looking to come after Bryson Banks down into 3 and 4.
Yeah, the whole field running that low line now. Looks like the tracking has changed on us, and these guys are finding some speed on that low line. Maybe somebody can go on the outside and get a little bit of momentum. We might see the track get a little bit racy for this last heat event.
Well, now the battle is on for the race lead. Hutchinson and Batten. That's Tyler Batten in the 41 machine. There was about a nose in it when they went into turn number 1 and 2. Batten now is going to have the lead. Hutchinson back to position 2. Bryson Banks rounding up the top 3. But again, the top 3 all run on the low side. It's about trying to keep the speed and momentum up. And this is exactly what happens when the track changes. As Gwaltney now, he's trying upstairs into turn number 1 and 2. But Bryson Banks again trying to get by Dylan Hutchinson in the 20, I think that says 26 or 28 machine. I can't see.
Yeah, I'm watching Wesley right now. He had a lot of momentum. He just banged the wall, but he's finding momentum on that midline, especially in turns 3 and 4. So I got my eye on him. I think he might be able to pull something away from Banks here.
Well, Passmore's now going to move back into position 4 finally. Getting a bit of a rhythm in that number 8 machine, so we'll see what Passmore can do, whether he can transfer straight into the main event. Bryson Banks holds on to the final ticket, the 18th starting position in tonight's main event. Everybody else from 4th on back. It's not about bragging rights. It's a better starting spot in tonight's B mains. As the white flag going to fly. Jesse, you can bring us home here.
Yeah, they're stacking up there out of turn 2, and we've got Wesley coming out on the outside line looking for that P3 spot. It doesn't look like he's going to make it home with it. A lot of cars stacking up as Tyler Batten takes home that first spot, Dylan Hutchinson in the second, and Bryson Banks in the third transfer spot, with Wesley Gwynathy in the 4th spot, Passmore in the 5th, Dixon in the 6th, and Kropajeski in the 7th spot.
Yep, close. Kropajeski.
Close. Well, I knew that ATVO was about to take it away from me, so I had to get it out there quick.
Yeah, totally understandable. All right, the first of 2 B mains on the program. Top 3 will move in to the back of tonight's A main event. Let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. B main number 1, your lineup will look like this. Shane Yates in car number 11 going to start on pole. He's outside the 23 of Todd Hook, out of position number 2. Devon Thompson will line up out of position 3. Pete Cartley will make his way to the 4th starting position. Out of position 5, it'll be Scott Holt. Then Nick King going to start position number 6. Isaac Kimmerer will start position 7. And Garrett Paul to round out your 4th row. Noah Groves will start position number 9, and Brian McDaniel will start position 10. Charles Silvers alongside Russell Berry in row number 6. Then we go back to the final row of Tanner Folds and Lawrence Pereira out of position number 14. In fact, 13 cars. Garrett Paul didn't grid out of position 8. So Brian McDaniel moves up to position 8. Russell Berry moves up to position 10. And Lawrence Pereira will line up out of position at number 12. Top 3 is where you got to be, Jesse.
Yep, 3 more transfer spots going to the main. Right now, Shane Yates, Todd Hook, and Devin Thompson holding on to those spots. Pete Kiley and Scott Holt in the next 2 spots that are going to be challenging for those. So those are the 5 that we're going to be keeping an eye on at the front of the grid. Guys behind them looking to track position well and maybe put themselves in a spot to take advantage of maybe some incidents that could occur. So we'll keep an eye on it, see who stacks up, where the gaps form, and what kind of racing we're going to see in this B main.
All right, top 3. Here's the place to be at the moment. Here we go. B main number 1. This will line up positions number 19, 21, and 23 in tonight's feature event. What's the feature event round distance? 40 laps?
One moment, I will get that information for you.
All right, heat race. No, it's not a heat race. It's a B main. B main number 1 is Yates, Hook, I should say, and Thompson, the top 3. Hook now getting a good run on the exit of turn number 4. He'll move down low down into turn number 1 and 2. Yellow flag is out.
Yeah, a couple of cars getting around in there in turns 1 and 2. Looks like judging from the track marks, a couple of cars spinning together on turn 2, but maybe just a little bit antsy from the drivers out here getting ready to try to get those last transfer spots. Pressure's on. This could be the last race of the night for most of these drivers. So these guys try not to lose their last chance at a feature spot.
Well, I was going to say about 25% of these drivers are only going to go through 75%, but then that wouldn't make sense because we've got 13 drivers. So around 75% of these drivers are going to... how about we go 72? 72% of these drivers are going to go home.
So I found our race distance. We are 40 plus 5. So 40 laps would be the feature, and then the 5 laps for all of the sorting that we need to do for adminning the race properly.
Sounds good. Thank you. So don't forget, we've still got the Super Late Model National Series to come. I believe hopefully we're going to have about 30 to 35 drivers in that one, and then we'll have the 410 winged sprint cars to come up to finish off the night here at the dirtfan.com and World of Thunder Racing League Sunday night program. They had the Super Late Model B Series just a couple of hours ago. In fact, it started about an hour, 2.5 hours ago. Hey,
I was
one thing
in
I
race
think I
control
told
for
you.
that one. Yeah.
Apparently now, not apparently, it's been confirmed, Facebook have offered Ultimate Dirt TV fan subscriptions.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that for those of us that
Very
might not be familiar?
Quick, so I'll tell you what. Next time we get a yellow, or the next time that we have a sort of break in proceedings, we'll go through it. But Shane Yates, it's going to be 4 down and 6 to run. Caution laps counting in tonight's preliminary mains. In fact, it should count all night. Actually, now that we're going to 1 and 2, green flag is back out, and now a number of limited opportunities right now for the drivers outside the top 3 as they race for bragging rights. The top 3 as it stands, Shane Yates, Todd Hook, and Devin Thompson. Look at them, 2 and nearly 3 deep off for turn number 4.
Yeah, a little bit dicey on that start. It was supposed to be a single file, and I think a couple of drivers got caught sleeping. I know in our B series race this morning, a lot of drivers got some penalties for not starting correctly. So race control out there watching tonight. So it'd be interesting to see if we see some penalties coming out for some bad restarts.
Watching Pete Kiley and the 13 of Charles Silvers in positions 4 and 5. But again, it's all for a bit of bragging rights for those positions. If you're not inside the top 3, in about 3 laps' time, you'll have to park it on the hauler. Meanwhile, look at Todd Hook. He was looking down to the inside on Shane Yates for the race lead into turns 3 and 4. It'll be 2 to go this time by the popsicle sticks are out. Contact between Hook and Yates.
Yeah, Thompson comfortably in P3 with a big gap behind him. So Yates and Hook really showing us the race here. a little bit of interesting moves coming out of the field in the back, but that's just for some bragging rights. We're really interested in Hook, Yates, and Thompson right now. Unless somebody comes together, those three are going to be the ones that move on to our feature as they come across the line. Hook in first, Yates in second, Thompson in third, Kylie in fourth, Civilis in fifth, Folds in seventh, Kimmerer in seventh, Folds in sixth. Holt, well, I'll let you take that because mine seems to be off.
Yeah, plain silly buggers as it does. Todd Hook going to be victorious in tonight's B main number 1. Second, in fact, we'll go to Shane Yates, Devin Thompson to round out the top 3. Those 3 drivers will advance to tonight's 40-lap main event. Fourth on back. Well, bit of bragging rights for those guys, but they'll have to pack it up, and they might as well just head over to the bar in... Where's the bar at this joint, do you know?
It's been a while since I've been in... Where's that? Barberville, Florida. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been. So I'd have to rely on some Google Maps for that. Maybe ask some locals. I'm sure we could find something.
All right. Well, tell you what, heat races are completely second of... Just so used to saying heat races. There's so many of the damn things. But anyhow, let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid for the final B main of the night.
All right, starting out the field in P1, we have Eric Skolf in the 38 machine with Dustin Sizemore in the 39 machine. Right next to him in P2, Wesley Gwaltney in the 81 machine, starting in P3 with Wyatt Brown on his outside in the 12 machine in P4. Robert Tucker in P5 with Daniel Passmore in P6. Fourth row is going to be Brent New in the 144 machine in P7 and Patrick Maltus in the 46 machine in P8. Matt Dixon in the 96 in P9, and John Lopresto in the 57 for P10. Jake Holt in the 79 machine for P11, and Nathan Kropajetsky in the 420 machine for P12. And then Alex Good in the 30 machine, rounding out the field in P13 with Nick Cooper not gridding out of P14.
You got it the second time. After you said jet ski, you took the T out and you come up with Kropajetsky. Well done. So anyway, back to elaborating on the fan subscriptions for people for the people that watch Twitch. Now, obviously, you know what Twitch is.
Yes,
it's just like subscribers on Twitch.
Gotcha.
Now, for the people that don't know what Twitch is, basically it's a subscription every month, which I think is $4.99, and you can get exclusive content that normal followers wouldn't get.
Right.
So we can upload fan subscription videos, stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of different things that we can do. But yeah, I got the opportunity. Facebook sent us an invite over the weekend, asking if we wanted to take part in it, and well, yeah, we took the opportunity. So we're also having stickers made up, which Twitch for you Twitch people, the Twitch terms is pretty much emotes.
Oh, fantastic! Yes, that's awesome, and sounds to me like it's a way to be a better fan, right? Like that's keep up and get some extra content from your favorite broadcaster here at Ultimate Dirt TV.
Green flag is out. B main number 2, Eric Scarf, Wesley Gwaltney, and Dustin Sizemore. The top 3 as they race off for turn number 4 here on the opening lap. Robert Tucker sitting on the outside looking in. That's the battle of the 12s machine for some bragging rights. The inside, the black and white 12 is looking for third. That is Tucker. Brown on the red and white 12 up on the top side, right through the middle of 3 and 4 as well. So it's going to be Dustin Sizemore to hold on to position 3. You look at them 3 wide, 3 deep, and selling cheap all the way through turn number 1 and 2.
Yeah, it looks like Sizemore and Tucker picking up where they left off in their heat race with this fight on the inside line. I mean, we got a car around it coming out of the exit of turn 3, and a little bit of contact. Is iRacing going to throw the yellow? I think they are going to throw the yellow now. Looks like we're going to have a yellow flag coming out for this race. There it is. Yep, Sizemore hanging on to that third spot, that last transfer spot in this final B main.
So, now, let's go back to... Now, we're actually... The stickers are actually going to be made tonight. So, hopefully we'll have those submitted to Facebook, and fan subscribers will be able to use them. Now, what we're also going to be doing is we're going to be auctioning, not so much auctioning off, we're going to be offering up some spots for some sponsors to get the stickers out there that they, fans can use for as long as they like. So I think we can have up to I think it's 16. 16 stickers. Now, I'm going to keep about 10 for sponsors. And then we're going to offer up some stickers per month. So, fan subscribers will be able to go in and use those stickers.
All right. So they pay a subscription fee, and then when they show up to the race, they can chat and they can use some special stuff that other people can't use. Is that correct?
That's exactly correct.
All right. I think I understand. So rolling around here, Eric's Golf leading the field, slowly pacing. Lights on the iRacing truck should be off this time by, correct? Yeah, so we'll be going to green this time around as the cars stack up in their double file formation. Eric's Golf on the inside line there. Cars will be keying off him, watching for him to turn in and get on the loud pedal so that they can go green as well. So out of turns 3 and 4, Eric. Well, it looks like Wesley Gwaltney is actually leading the pack. Well, my ATVO is a little messed up. Eric Scoff leading the field. A little couple of cars around in the back of the field. Not sure if we're going to keep green here as they come around turns 2. Yep. Yellow flag back out, and we're going to be going to a single file restart after that one.
And in fact, we'll also go to a green-white checker as well to wrap up the second B main. Of course, not going to finish under yellow. It's been a while since we've had a race finish under yellow. Of course, this green-white checker that has been enabled for quite some time now. It's one of the best things that's sort of come to allow these drivers to try and get this race finished under the green flag condition. But I think they've only got 3 attempts to get it done, Jesse.
Yeah, the fields, Brett, last week were flirting a little bit with that possibility, but I think we were able to power through. Volusia, a little bit more forgiving for the drivers, a lot of room to work, a lot of space to go 3, 4, 5 wide even. So these drivers having an easier time wheeling it around here and staying out of each other's way. Last week at Williams Grove, it was a much different picture for us.
Yeah. Williams Grove is good track.
But now we've
had USA.
We've done USA and we've done Williams Grove, so there's just green pastures ahead. Correct.
We haven't got to Fairbury yet. Have we done Fairbury?
The 4 cylinders did at the end of season 8, but no. Otherwise, I don't think we've been there yet.
We got Fairbury, Kokomo.
No, Duval's UMPs went as well. They've been to Fairbury. They were there. Yeah, that was a mess. That was a big mess.
Yeah. Some tracks on here just don't suit broadcast racing. I'll be the bearer of bad news. I'll tell it how it is. Anyhow, lights are up.
You gotta have some bad ones to have some good ones, right?
Yep, sure. Let's go with it. Green, white checker. 2 laps left to run here. Top 3 going to go through. Eric Scalf, the race leader, is Robert Tucker. I could have sworn that might have been a jump start from the 12 machine. It's anyhow, we'll let race control deal with that one.
Yeah, good stewarding going on in the series here at World of Thunder Racing. So no problem worrying about whether or not these drivers are going to be held to account. I'm great people looking at whether or not those are who's at fault and the rules are being kept to.
All right, white flag is out. Final time into turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be Eric Scarf victorious in tonight's second B main. Second will go to Wesley Gwaltney, and Dustin Sizemore going to come home into position number 3. Everybody else bragging rights, pack it up, go home. We'll see those drivers next week. We'll see some of those drivers in the Super Late Model Nationals Series. We'll take a quick break here on Ultimate Dirt TV and come back in just a few moments' time. We'll pay a couple of bills.
So proudly we On behalf of the World Thunder iRacing League, Daniel Passmore, BJ Duvall, and myself, Stephen McMillan, we want to thank the people working the front lines to serve our hospitals, our grocery stores, gas stations, first responders, and military personnel. Remember, it will take every one of us to get through this pandemic. Continue practicing social distancing, and together we'll get through this. God bless each and every one of you. And we hope you will tune in every Sunday night for the DirtFan.com iRacing series, live on Ultimate Dirt TV.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Ultimate Dirt TV's coverage of the DirtFan.com Pro Late Model Fixed Setup Series here tonight, presented by World of Thunder Racing League. Brett Wheeler joined alongside Jesse Pate. It is now time for our main event as we get set to take a look right now at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid, and the first 6 drivers will be rearranged courtesy of lowest in points from the heat winners to highest in points. So highest point scorer will start position 6. We can tell you Brian Johnson and Alex Smolders will make up positions number 1 and 2. Justin Sick and Tyler Batten going to start positions number 3 and 4. Gavin Collins out of position 5 and Russell Berry out of position number 6. 7th on back on screen is correct. Alex Holbert and Katie Lowdy out of positions 7 and 8. Darren Little, Alex Payne out of 9 and 10. Chad Combs, Dylan Hutchinson at 11 and 12. Mitch Stiles, Harry Stewart out of 13, 14. Chris Cox, 15. Tim Christensen, 16. Jeffrey Herrick and Bryson Banks, Todd Hook, Eric Scalf, Shane Yates, Wesley Gwaltney, Devon Thompson, and Dustin Sizemore. The top 24 starters in tonight's main event. As the pace truck moves to the infield, we are not going green. I repeat, we are not going green. Again, the drivers from the heat winners will get rearranged into their correct positions, and then once they are done, Jesse, next lap by, they'll get the signal to show everybody the most awesome sight in all of motorsports.
That's right. We're going to be looking at the 4-wide salute here. That's the driver's salute to the fans, you guys, for watching, showing up, and supporting us. Some great images coming from World of Thunder Racing League. We do this every race, and it's always a sight to see. Always a pleasure.
All right, so again, the first 5 laps will not be part of the 40-lap race distance, so we're going to have an attempt to go 40 green flag laps. Now, every time the yellow comes out, normally we see what we've seen in the heat races, what we've seen in the B mains where the caution laps are counting. Hopefully, in tonight's main event, they're not going to count. So, as the drivers get the signal right now to show you the most awesome sight off for turn number 2. So make their way down the back straight away. Ladies and gentlemen, the drivers are 4 wide here at the DirtFan.com, the Pro Late Model Series, presented by World of Thunder Racing League. How good of a sight is that?
Beautiful sight to see these drivers showing their professionalism, showing their skill, and showing their craft. Thank you, everybody out there, for joining us tonight as we enjoy some really good dirt racing here on iRacing Racing Simulator.
It is a sight to see right now. Just look at them. Perfect 4x4x4. This has to be the best 4-wide salute that I have seen in quite some time.
Yes, that is so beautiful. Volusia, perfect track to do this at. Plenty of room for these guys to work and find their room. So, yeah, lucky us to get to see this and experience this today.
All right, so the field breaking away from formation here on the 4-wide salute, and now we're just 2 to green this time by for turn number 4. So once we get to lap 5 of 45, that's when we're going to take to the green flag. And again, we thank you so very much for your support here on this Sunday evening here in the DirtFan.com Pro Late Model Series. These fixed setups. And again, it's pretty much coming back down to the driver and the ability to get the win here tonight. Who is going to park it on the front straight away? Who is going to go to victory lane? Barry Sorensen is the points leader coming into tonight. And as a result, he picked up a heat race win. He has to start position number 6 in tonight's main event.
That's right. And I've been doing a little bit of number crunching with the points here. Only 50% of our top 10 isn't present in this race right now. And the second highest runner in our race right now, Gavin Collins, is sitting in that 11th spot in points. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
All right. So you're pretty good at numbers, aren't you?
Oh, well, you know, that engineering school kind of helped me out a little bit.
Too smart for me. Just look, the simpler it is, the better it is for me.
They told me to do math with numbers, or math with letters, and now I don't know how to do the numbers anymore.
Again, that's still way too smart for me, over my head. Anyhow, we had green flag off turn number 4 this time by 24 starters. 40 laps on the board, the Volusia Speedway Park. Here it is, the DirtFan.com Pro Late Model Main Event presented by World of Thunder Racing League. It's time to get naughty for 40 as the green flag is going to fly up for turn number 4, and Brian Johnson, he stands on the gas as we go down into turn number 1 and 2. Look at Justin Sick up on the inside, Sick looking for second. Then you go back to Collins on his rear crash bar, rear bumper all over him through turn number 3 and 4. Look at him down low, but the outside line has got Alex Smolders and Tyler Batten. Oh, look at them, 2 and 3 wide through turn number 1 and 2.
Yeah, Brett, a couple of cars stacking up at the back of the field. We might see our first caution for the feature race come out here if they can't get going again. These cars come around turns 3 and 4, just past the start-finish line, a couple of 3-wide spots, but these drivers really taking it slow. I'm not seeing a lot of big outlandish moves yet, but I think that'll change as this track comes in and these guys start finding their speed.
Watching Sorensen working up the top side of the racetrack in turn number 3 and 4, right above the slick line, trying to get around the outside of the 17S of Justin Sick. He'll do the same down into turn number 1 and 2. So Sorensen got all 4 wheels in the moisture all the way around this half a mile of a racetrack. Right now, 3rd, 4th, 3rd through to about 8th or 10th, even 12th is on screen. There's a lot of cars set to do battle here, and they're still going 2 by 2 by 2. And now we got the 76 of Holbert trying to make it 3 wide, but he's now Gavin Collins, who was running the low side behind Justin Sick. He's opted to go to the top side as they go 3 wide through turn number 3 and 4.
That's right, yeah. The drivers from P4 on back starting to turn up the heat in this feature race. They're trying to separate themselves from the pack and get up there in that comfortable running spot. The earlier incident that ended up not throwing a yellow, it means that we're going to be seeing lap traffic playing an early role in this race as the number 5 machine of Devin Thompson quickly starts to become freight trained by the rest of the field.
Yeah, Devin Thompson back there in 24th position right now, still watching Tyler Batten on the 40 in the 41 machine, Barry Sorensen in the 45, and then you go back to Gavin Collins. That's 3rd, 4th, and 5th on screen at the moment. Alex Smolders continues to ride in the 2nd spot, but how about up front? He's got 8/10 of a second lead in the 121 machine. That is Brian Johnson. Sorensen now, this time he'll duck it down to the low side, trying to get something happening. He'll go up to the top into turn number 1 and 2. Collins goes underneath him. Now looking to move up and take the line away from Sorensen. He does so. Sorensen falls back to position 5. Lowdy and Holbert, they make contact 3 wide behind him right now. Darren Little in the 68 machine. Look at him, he was in the bright yellow machine. You can't miss that car.
Top four starting to sort themselves out as the fight continues for P5 on back. These cars switching around and holding each other up and really shuffling around. A lot of green flag laps here at Volusia Virtual Speedway, so this is some good green flag racing.
Oh, Tyler Batten in the 41 caught the inside wall down into turn number 1 and 2. He was trying to put the big move there on Alex Smolders, but contact with the wall. Check that 41 car up, and now here comes Gavin Collins. Collins looking, trying to find a way by the 41 machine. He was trying for the outside-inside move. But it's 2, 3, 4 on screen. We'll go back and take a look as there goes Darren Littoral. He gets past Katie Loudy back there from his, back into position 7. Sorensen still holding on to a top 5. But again, look at 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. They're nose to tail. And one little mistake.
Big stack up coming through the home stretch there and into 1 and 2. A couple of cars getting together. We're going to get our first yellow flag of this feature event.
All right, well, this is the moment of truth, whether it rolls over to lap number 19 or whether it stays on 18. I think it's just stayed on 18 now.
Yeah, we're still on lap 18, so just a little under halfway done.
So looking at 13 official green flag laps completed, still 27 to go.
Yes, you are correct. Sorry, that calculation was missing the 5 laps that we start out with.
Yeah, see? Sometimes it's just easy just to go with, 18 on the board.
See, I just need to write out an equation and I'll be fine.
Oh, sorry, there's only numbers in this equations. No letters.
Oh, that's below me. No, just kidding.
That's right around my eye level. That's all over
gotcha.
that one.
Yep, nail on the head there. So a good performance there for our first green flag run. A lot of respectful racing, a lot of 2-line racing too. I mean, those lines were trading back and forth. Turns 1 and 2 very different from turns 3 and 4. So a lot of space to be quick out there for these drivers.
Still 27 to go. How about Brian Johnson in the Team Outlaw Motorsports 121 machine? It's got the UDTV logo on that car and Delaware double file restart. Jesse, you know how this works.
That's right. Leader starts on a row of his own, and then P2 gets to choose inside or outside, and the rest of the field falls in place behind him. And then leader controls the start. That's Delaware double restart as I understand it. Delaware double refart. Right, that was a good one, huh?
Oh, bit of entertainment here on a Sunday night. Here we go.
Yeah, a little slip of the tongue there.
That's fine. We all make the mistakes. Green flag is back out. Smolders has now got Tyler Batten on the outside as Smolders will hold on to position 2 right now. Tyler Batten going to fall back to 3rd spot. Here comes Sorensen and Collins. They go side by side. Holbert behind them. And Alex Payne as well, sitting in 7th position. He's only a couple of cars away from a top 5. But again, look at the battle on for P3 on back.
Yeah, Batten, Collins, and Sorensen really showing us a fight for this last podium spot. No more transfer spots up for grabs. This is the real deal. This is the feature. So no more playing around. I mean, you've got to get up there in those top 3 spots if you want to be in the podium interviews.
Get up on the wheel as they go through turn number 1 and 2. Brian Johnson continues to lead. Alex Smolders sits there in 2nd. Tyler Batten riding in 3rd. Look at everybody upstairs now. How many times can this track change in the space of a 40-lap feature event? Even going back to a couple of the heat races B-mains ago, drivers are on the top, then they'll roll down the bottom. That yellow comes out, and now we see a lot of the drivers working upstairs down through at both ends of the racetrack, I must say. But tell you what, we've got 23 laps left to run, so we're closing in on the halfway stage of this race. There's Smolders and Batten. Smolders got into the back of Johnson, and there goes Batten around the outside of Smolders. Collins nearly gets into the back of Smolders, but here comes Sorensen sneaking up on the inside, looking to take away positions 3 and 4.
Yeah, big battle here with the top 5 for the top 3 spots. Sorensen and Collins going at it side by side through 1 and 2. They've been running tandem for a while, and they're both just looking for a way around. Sorensen staying pinned to that inside line, I believe, yeah. And Collins sticking to that outside line as the front runners start going to a midline, trying to find a little bit more speed. This track is just changing up on them, and it's it's going to be a game of whether or not the drivers can adapt quickly.
It's a game of cat and mouse at the moment, and right now the leader is Brian Johnson. He's down to the low side, right through the middle of turn number 1 and 2. Batten all over the back of him right now. Batten's got an opportunity down into turn number 3 and 4. Will he make the pass for the race lead on the exit of turn number 4 at the start-finish line? Give it back to Brian Johnson. He'll now get it down lower in turn number 1 and 2. Little sideways there as Tyler Batten takes the race lead. Johnson going to fall back to position 3 as there goes Smolders and Collins on the outside. How can Brian Johnson recover from this one? But how about Tyler Batten, the race leader?
Yeah, Batten giving a little bump and run there to Johnson. Johnson doing a great job of collecting his car and staying in the top 5 positions as he comes together again with a new car. Is that Sorensen that he's just coming together with? That's going to bring out a Hulbert, and yeah, that's going to bring out a big pile up and a caution coming together with Hulbert there with Johnson.
Oh, you've got a feel for the 121 of Brian Johnson. 3 laps ago, he was in the race lead. Couple of laps later, there was just got a little loose, got a little bit of a love tap from behind, and then all of a sudden he falls back to what is going to be near the back of the bus at the moment.
Yeah, it's so difficult in those times where you're running good up in the front and somebody bumps and runs you like that and it gets in your head, causes you to make another mistake. And, you know, we say mistakes breed mistakes, but sometimes that first mistake doesn't even have to be a mistake. Sometimes that can just be a bump and run from one of your competitors.
All right, not a bad start to tonight's main event so far. 23 down, 17 to go. When we go back green flag in a couple of laps time, of course these caution laps not counting, just 2 yellows so far in 23 laps, so we're looking at 1 every 11 and a half laps.
Yeah, it's not a bad pace. I mean, keeping things competitive, keeping the field together, you know what? Sometimes I do like to see cautions come out just so that we can get the drivers back together and give them another chance to be competitive because, you know, things happen and sometimes things don't go the driver's way and they have more talent than what they're able to work with. So sometimes these cautions can cause better racing, so I'm okay with it.
Well, it's all about what kind of racetrack we're getting here at the Volusia Speedway Park right now, and tell you what, this track has just been served a treat for us here to watch these pro late models go around here on the dirtfan.com series here with the World of Thunder Racing League. Again, recapping your top 5 on screen again. Tyler Batten out in front by himself. Row 2, Alex Smolders and Gavin Collins. Row 3, Barry Sorensen and Alex Hulbert. Katie Lowdy, Alex Payne, Chad Combs, Mitch Stiles, Justin Sick and Darren Little. In fact, that's your top 11. 17 to run this time by. Green flag is out. Tyler Batten, the race leader. Look at Smolders and Collins. Smolders looking to slide up. He forces Collins up as well. So Collins had to back out of the gas and allow Smolders to take second now on the exit of turn number 2.
Yeah, I was watching him. Collins actually looked quite prepared for that slide up as he hadn't quite turned his nose down in. So a little bit of skill there, a little bit of foreshadow or foresight from Collins in order to stay in that good grid position and work with what he's got and kind of anticipate the moves of his opponent as he throws a slide job into turns 3 and 4 and gets up into that P2 spot.
Yeah, good move there from Collins to take P2 away from Smolders. Now Sorensen all over the back of Smolders for position 3, but there's about the car length in it now as they go down into 3 and 4. 14 laps left to run in tonight's main event, and going from what we've seen, we still should be 1 caution away, but how about Sorensen making the move right now into P3, but Smolders back around the outside, 4/10 of a second lead between Batten and Collins as they both ride the top shelf through 3 and 4. Smolders holding on to P3 over Barry Sorensen and Alex Hulbert to round out the top 5. Alex Payne back there on the outside looking in 6th position. I think the race is going to be on here in the next sort of 3 or 4 laps for the race lead, Jesse.
Yeah, I agree with you. Collins was really kind of being held up by Smolders there. It seems as soon as he got clear of that P3 car, then he was gone. He was taking it straight to Batten as he's all into his rear view mirror right now. Batten just getting all of Collins and nothing else in that rear view mirror as Collins comes around the outside. Lots more momentum, and he's got that closing speed. It's just whether or not he can find the place to put his car and get it safely around.
All right, Collins and Tyler Batten, the 41. The 41, the race leader, It'll be 10 to go this time by, so a B main distance left in this one. And who is going to go to victory lane? Tyler Batten looks to take the checkered flag. He'll have to go 5 more miles around the virtual Volusia Speedway Park as Gavin Collins all over the back of him down into turn number 3 and 4. The race for the lead is still on. Then Smolders holds on to position 3. A similar sort of gap back to 4 spots. Driver Barry Sorensen, Alex Payne now moves up into the top 5. So a good drive from the number 70 machine. But staying up front with your 2 leaders right now. Collins upstairs. And Tyler Batten somewhat runs a little bit of a slider line, Jesse.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are just all up and down this track looking for the speed. They know that it changes lap to lap, and these guys up front have no idea what the people behind them are running, so they every time they come around to this corner, it's new data to them. They've got to figure out these lines over and over and over again every single lap, so it's a lot of mental work that these drivers are going through to try to find the way around their competition and keep that fast line under them.
Yeah, well, it's certainly one thing to catch a driver. Yes, you can catch them very, very quickly. You can almost look like you're a little bit faster than them. But trying to get by and trying to make that pass for not only the race lead, but any position on the racetrack is a little difficult some stages, especially when the track gets this slick. And as we go yellow, and I told you we were about one yellow shy of what should have been another yellow. As look out, Todd Hook on the 23 car around in turns 3 and 4, and there's that yellow that I was talking about 15 laps ago.
Yeah, just right on time there. That's going to have really interesting implications into the end of this race, as those front 2 drivers were really checked out, and then the P3 and P4 were checked out. So really 2 classes of drivers competing for the podium spots here, and it'll be interesting as all 4 of those get stacked up and get a chance to fight with all of each other. Patton, I'm sure, feeling the pressure, as Collins was all over him, especially out of turns 3 and 4. He was finding all the momentum in the world. He just couldn't find a way around.
All right, so to wrap us up here tonight, I think we're going to have, we are definitely going to have a 5-lap sprint to the end here. I was thinking that the caution laps are counting again like they did in the B main, but you see at the bottom of your screen there, Brian Johnson in the 121 machine. Brian Johnson's car was looking a little worse for wear. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these cars very banged up from this feature race. I mean, it's been kind of a dirty race out there a little bit as far as the bumping and running. I've been watching the back of the field, and a couple of those guys have really got the gloves off, and they're fighting around for those trivial spots, looking for a couple of extra points. We've been keeping our eye on those podium spots because that's what the fans care about. But those guys in the back are still fighting for points too, and they get their screen time. But there's been a lot of fights, a lot of scraps going on in the back of the field.
All right, lights are out on the pace track. A single file restart. So we take away the Delaware double file restart. So I'm just trying to get comfortable here.
That to me is very interesting because Gavin Collins was making that outside line work, and I think he would have chosen the outside to start in P2. So interesting choice by race control to go single file here. I'm wondering what the implications are going to be as these top 4 drivers try to fight for those 3 podium spots.
Again, I'd have to check the rule book, but I'm pretty sure it's inside the last 10 laps they go single file. That's what it used to be a couple of seasons ago. And in fact,
okay.
Yeah, I actually in fact brought that rule in because they were going still double file, and I said to Steve, look, why don't we try this? I said inside the 10 laps, I said, why don't we go single file? So I mean, it's what most of the racing or sanctioning bodies do, when like the World of Outlaws, inside the last 10 laps, in the sprint cars they go single file.
Good deal. I mean, we need to get this race done within the books so that somebody can get some points and somebody can go party as they come around to the start-finish line to take the green flag. Tyler Batten leading the field.
5 laps left to run in tonight's Pro Late Model main event, of course, presented by DirtFan.com and World of Thunder iRacing League. Gavin Collins in second. Smolders now putting the pressure to Collins in turns 3 and 4. Keep an eye on Sorensen as well. Your points leader coming into tonight. He had to start position number 6, and well, he hasn't had a whole lot of luck in tonight's main event, but he's done enough to hold on to a top 5 position, this time by 3 laps left to run.
Yeah, Gavin Collins still stuck behind that batting machine of the number 41. He's looking for a way around. He knows that he has some speed somewhere. He just needs to find a place to put it. And Barry Sorensen falling back into that P2 spot behind Alex Smulders. Looks like there are 5 cars now with Alex Payne up there in the mix trying to get to these 3 podium spots.
Now the popsicle sticks are out as Gavin Collins peeks to the inside into turn number 1 and 2 on Tyler Batten for the penultimate time into turn number 3 and down to turn number 4. The white flag is going to fly here at the virtual Volusia Speedway Park. Collins trying something different on the top side. He's going to let it all hang out down to turn number 2, but down the back straightaway for the final time into turn number 3 and 4. He will go to victory lane. The 41 of Tyler Batten gets the win. Second will go to Gavin Collins. Third of the line is going to be Smulders in the 211 machine. And it was just a gaggle of cars home in positions 4, 5, 6, basically from 6 on back. Look at the gap between 6th, 7th and 8th. Just a couple of tenths, but Sorensen going to come home P4. P5 as Alex Payne. Then we go back to Alex Holbert. Chad Combs, Justin Sick, Eric Scalfa, Mitch Stiles to your top 10. We go back to Chris Cox, Bryson Banks, Wesley Gwaltney in 11th, 12th and 13th. Darren Little 14th, Jeffrey Herrick 15th. Dylan Hutchinson, Katie Lowdy, Dustin Sizemore, Tim Christensen, Todd Hook, Brian Johnson, Harry Stewart, Devin Thompson and Shane Yates, 24 start as well. It's in the books, Jesse, and we've got a winner.
Yes, congratulations. All 3 of our top finishers, Tyler Batten, able to pull that one out, hold Collins off for the and many laps as Collins was able to work his way up to that P2 spot, but couldn't just get it. That last spot past Batten. Batten doing a great job of playing defense in that feature.
All right, let's go down and talk to your winner here tonight in caliber 41. That's Tyler Batten, the Carolina kid, they call him. Tyler, congratulations on this victory, boy. A little nerve-wracking there, those last 5 laps. How are you feeling after that one?
That's a little nerve-wracking, man. Felt pretty good. I knew Gavin was going to be tough once he got around Alex and everybody.
What was it like in those last couple of laps where Gavin was, really putting the pressure to you? Those last sort of couple of laps, when you're getting close to the finish line.
Yeah, heart's pounding, man. I just knew I had to hit my marks, and if I slipped any, he was going to be there.
Well, Tyler, congratulations on the victory here tonight at the Volusia Speedway Park. The DirtFan.com Pro Late Model victorious here tonight at Volusia. We'll let you get out of here and celebrate. But before we let you go, of course, Tyler, sponsor shout-outs, all that good stuff, buddy. Who makes it happen for you?
Mud Duck Racing Team, Atwell, Bat and Built Racing Engines, and Penske Race Shocks.
Tyler Batten home in first place. Jesse, you're caught up with our second place finisher tonight, Gavin Collins.
Gavin, how are you today? Congratulations on your P2 finish.
Doing good. Thank you.
Yeah, great performance there as you charged through the field up to that P2 spot. How'd you get that done, getting through the field that quickly?
A lot of it was throttle control, knowing the line to run, and trying to keep your momentum up because these it's pretty loose out there. So I tried to keep it as tight as possible and tried to keep my momentum up. But other than that, just was smart.
Yeah, a lot of good defense by your competitor there in that P1 spot. Any moves you wish you could have gotten the chance to pull? Anything that you wish you would have done differently to get past and improve your spot just a bit more?
Yeah, I wish before the second to last caution flag came out there, I wish I would have thrown a slider or something just to get them all a little jimmied up. Pressured them a lot, but didn't go as planned. But we came home second. I'll take it.
Absolutely. Get it across the line and get those points in the bag. Before we let you go, do you have any shout-outs and sponsors you'd like to plug today?
Yeah, I'd like to thank World of Thunder for putting on the series, and I'd also like to thank my team, Redline Motorsports, along with my teammates, and JZI Racing Photos as well. Couldn't be able to do it without those guys.
All right. Thank you, Gavin, and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, third place driver tonight. Now, I believe this might be Spencer, or let's find out which smaller driver this is. Is this Alex or is it Spencer?
This is Spencer.
All right, Spencer, congratulations on third place run here tonight. You had to start position number 2. You have a good battle with Barry, Tyler, Gavin. 40 laps. It was pretty entertaining race. You come home third. You got to be happy about that result.
Yeah, I'm semi-happy. I mean, a win would have been better. I was trying everything I could. It's just so even, and if someone gets a breakaway out front because I spin my tires or something, it takes forever to catch up to them. Overall, it was a pretty good race. Yeah, I had some good battles there with Tyler, a few of them there, and I forget a lot of them. Brian was one of them. Barry was driving, great race with me. I just want to thank Team MDM. They've been helping out a lot lately with these late models. I'm trying to get the hang back into them, and we're trying there. You guys were broadcasting. It was a pretty fun day.
All right, there we go. Nice, quick and simple. He's thanked who he needed to thank. But, Jesse, that'll wrap us up here for the Pro Late Model side of things. We'll have the Super Late Model National Series up in... What's the time? Let me find out what the time.
We're 12 on the hour right now, so whatever your calculation there, be 45 minutes.
48 minutes.
Yeah,
Come on,
round about there.
Don't short these people, Jesse. Don't short these people, okay?
Precision. Hey, 47 minutes now.
47 and a half minutes until we come back. But again, a big thanks to, of course, dirtfan.com and, of course, World of Thunder Racing League for their support with putting these races on. And, of course, a big thanks to our sponsors and partners here at Ultimate Dirt TV. A big thanks to Wicked Cushion, World of Thunder Racing League, dirtfan.com, Critical Hit Baits, iRace Wraps and ISBC Broadcasting. I think I've got everyone. World of Thunder, Wicked Cushion, Dirt Fan. Yep. Got everyone else. Jesse, thanks for your time here tonight. We've still got 2 more shows to do, so we'll wrap this one up and come back in about 38 minutes time.